Thanks for spending some time out of your day with us once again for an update from the city of New Hope. The mayor is with us, Kathi Hemken. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
Hi, Dave. Getting a little chilly out there, though.
It is. We're going to talk a little bit about that weather impact on the golf course in just a few minutes here. But first, we want to talk about the election as we're recording this on the Monday. It's election eve. Again, what are some final reminders for residents about the election and also the results?
Well, as you know, they can today, Monday, vote at City Hall, but on Tuesday, they have to go to their polling place to vote. Now, if you've already voted either by mail or gone to City Hall, don't go to your polling place because you can't vote again. But if you haven't voted, you can go there. It's open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then after the voting, you can go on that website that's being shown, the Secretary of State's office, and you can start looking at the election results. And that'll be running all day Tuesday. So they'll be able to see what the results are.
Very good. And also CCX Media doing a lot of coverage on the election as well. So ccxmedia.org, you can find some of the result information there. A lot to mention under community development. Let's start with an update on St. Therese. What is the latest for residents?
Well, you know, they sent a plan to us and then they pulled it back because there were too many parts that needed to be looked at. You know, because a lot of their land would be taken and they need to keep some wetland there and just too many parts. So they're back to the drawing board. They told us by the first of the year they'd have another set of plans coming to us that would be a little more defined. So they haven't given up on us, but they'll have to get another building permit when they start the second time. So they want to do what's best for New Hope, and we want them to do what's best for New Hope, too.
All right, we'll bring you more as that moves along. Franchise fees, something we update residents on a regular basis. What are some of the latest numbers the city is seeing?
Well, a franchise fee is the city can charge that fee through the utility companies. And that fee is really to be used to restore some of the damage that the utilities do to the lawns and the curbs. And so our fees haven't been adjusted since 2016. So we've got staff looking at what the average fees are for other cities, and we'll probably then go back and update our fees to match what theirs are on the average.
One scatter site housing update to pass along, and that is 36 in Louisiana, and you have some updates there.
I do. So the owner of the house and staff has come to an agreement on a price. I do not know what the price is, but now they're writing up the contract. So that'll go through the Economic Development Authority, which is basically the city council. And then we'll look at that. And with that being done, then they'll close on that house. That house is a real key for demolition. And then we'll sell the lot to a developer and they'll put a new house up there.
All right, we'll keep you up to date. One other note to pass along in community development is the business networking group. Those two work together very closely. They had a great meeting recently, and we want to promote one coming up. First, tell us about that great location with the recent meetings.
Oh, that was very eye-opening. It was with Prism, and so we got a little view of the food shelf, and they have something called a birthday room, that if it's your child's birthday, you can go and pick out a couple toys for the child, and you also get a cake mix and frosting and candles and just everything you would need for a birthday party for a child. I think that's just an amazing idea. One of the things they told me is annually they give out about 1.5 million pounds of food a year. And so they're so busy. They do a wonderful job. Now, the next business networking group will be on the 7th of December at 8:30 in the morning, and that'll be at City Hall. And they're doing a At Ease Health and Wellness program.
Okay.
So that should be interesting to come to 8:30 in the morning at City Hall.
All right, we'll pass along more as we get closer to that. Building permits and inspections. It was a busy October for this staff at the City of New Hope. Share some of those numbers.
So this is our community development team, and they are amazing. They issued 186 permits, which equals about $1.4 million worth of work just in October. And they also did 400 inspections. So those inspections are building inspections, code enforcement, point of sale inspections. Those guys are really busy out there enforcing the codes and doing the inspections. So thank you to them.
A lot of work happening in that department. Let's move ahead to police. A lot of work happening here, and we have some news about a new community service officer got the chance to deliver meals recently.
He did. And, that's a good way to get involved with the community really quickly. So he was out delivering Meals on Wheels, and he delivers them in New Hope because we want the people in New Hope to recognize him, and we need him to recognize our citizens too. So it's a good way to get him started. And then the other thing the police department did, one of our sergeants went to the Bass Lake Road Holiday gas station and did a emergency preparedness training for them. They had a shooting there a bit ago, and they were just like, weren't really sure what to do. So one of our officers went to talk to them and give them some training and just get them a little more up to speed on it.
We've got a few highlights to pass along from Public Works, a few things that are happening. The first is the utility bill certification. We've been following that number, and you think it may be about where it's headed now.
Yeah, I hate to say that. It started at 315,000. It's now down to 207,000. I suspect that that's probably what's going to be put on people's taxes. Now, when I say people, that doesn't mean all of us. These are the folks that haven't paid their water bill, or they've got citations out there that they haven't paid. And so we will recoup the money, and it's a shame we have to put it on their taxes, but that's what we have to do.
Here's something in Public Works as they look ahead to an infrastructure project. We've got a few streets in town that are going to get together to learn about what might be coming. Tell us more about the area and what they'll learn.
Well, this is kind of fascinating, I think. So 37th Avenue, Virginia and Yukon, the team will go out and walk the street, and they've sent a notice out to residents so that they can come outside, and basically they have a meeting on the street so that people know what that will entail for them. If there's trees that need to be taken down, they'll talk about how they'll get in and out of their driveways and what that means. So this is a 2023 project, and they're doing a water main replacement, which is pretty in-depth. But they want residents to know it's coming and that they have ways to get them out if they need to get out in an emergency, and how that's going to affect their lives.
Another Public Works item that's underway, it's been very busy, is fall street sweeping is happening on a regular basis. Why do they put such an effort into this, Mayor?
First of all, it's hard to say.
It is.
Street sweeping. It is. Well, they do that because during the summer, a lot of dirt and fertilizers and pollutants are in the streets. And if they don't sweep them up when it rains, that all goes into our lakes and our wetlands. So they try to get that all swept up, not just the leaves, but all that other dirt and pollutants that are there. Speaking of leaves, do not rake your leaves into the street.
Okay.
That just makes it harder. And besides, it's against the ordinance to do that. So you really should be bagging your leaves and either taking them to the dump or having the yard waste take them. But don't put them in the street, because you're probably going to get a citation if you do.
All right, good advice. Let's move to Park and Rec. A lot happening here as the seasons change. And the first is something called the Kid Create Art Kits. What are those, and how can people still get a hold of them?
Well, this is a great deal when your kids are home for the Thanksgiving or the Christmas holiday. So these kits, they cost $15 for residents. And basically, they show you and give you all the stuff you need to make some ornaments, Christmas ornaments. And there's some clay mosaic kits too. And typically, if you get the kit, if you need to make more than a couple, you can go to one of the craft stores and get some more stuff. But at least it shows you how to make that kit. So they're really kind of fun. And at $15, it gives the kids a lot to do when they're off school for those few days.
Great idea. It is registration time for lots of programs, and you probably have this at your home. This is the new In Motion. Mayor, tell us what's packed inside here and why people should open it up now and sign up quickly.
Well, make yourself a cup of coffee or tea.
Okay.
Sit down and look through that book, because there is a ton of stuff going on. Not just for little kids and big kids, and not just sports stuff. There's a lot of adult things in there too. So it's just really kind of fun reading. And now it's time you can start signing up for some of that stuff now. And the prices are there. And of course, we always offer scholarships that'll pay for half of that if you can't afford the fee for the kids. But these are mostly for things that are activities for the kids. But you have to go into City Hall and register for that. but there are ways to help relieve some of the cost of that for you.
All right, this is what to look for. And again, if you lost your copy, you can stop by City Hall and certainly pick one up there. Looking ahead to 23, as this does a little bit into spring, you are now sending out letters from the city to help with some sponsorship. Tell us who's receiving these and why this is a key part of some fun during the summer.
Oh, we have that new pavilion, and we show movies in the summer. We have music there, and we have safety camp. And so we send a notice out to the businesses asking them if they would like to sponsor one of these events or part of an event. We can't put that on without getting some sponsorships from the businesses. So if you're a business or an organization, look for that letter. And if you can partly sponsor something, that'd be wonderful, or the full sponsorship, that'd be great too. So keep an eye on that. That's what makes the city so much fun, to have those free programs to offer to citizens.
Very good. And if you have questions, you can certainly go to the city's website, newhopemn.gov, and find out some more information there. All right, back to the reality of this time of the year. We're getting ready for those warming houses to become popular. And I understand you are getting some of the people back that had been in there last year helping out as staff?
Well, we send out invitations and invite them to come back to work that. A lot of the folks that are working those warming houses have done it for years, and they apparently they enjoy doing it. So we've sent those invitations out, and then we'll see what we get back. And then after that, we'll put out a posting looking to hire new ones if we need them.
Another thing that's happening at this time of the year is some marking of trees that might need to be removed because of the emerald ash borer. Again, Mayor, what's the process that's going on right now, and what should residents be looking for?
So we have the forester going out and looking at trees, and the ones that are emerald ash and have that borer, they're putting an orange dot about the size of a softball. So if you don't have a big orange dot on your boulevard tree and you think it needs to be removed because it's an ash, you need to call the forester. And how you can do that is just call City Hall and ask to talk to the forester. They'll hook you up to him. You can just tell him where the tree is. He'll come and look at it. Obviously, there's so many to be taken down. So in the process of taking them down, but they can't take them all down at once. So even though it's marked, it may not come down this winter, depending on how much time they have to get those down. Some of them are so big we have to hire it out, and some of them we can do in-house, but
sure,
they'll all have to come down sooner or later. So look for the big orange dot that knows. Now that only goes for the boulevard trees. If you have one in your yard, like in the backyard, that's your responsibility to take that down if you choose.
Good to know. Liberty Park Playground, something that as we're recording this is going to be happening tonight on November 7th, but this is something that really looks ahead to 2023 and is a fun way for neighbors to get involved.
It is. A few years ago, we set up this program where we have these neighborhood meetings around a park. And we encourage people to bring their kids because the kids know what they want to play on. And the neighbors know what they want to see there. And so Liberty Park in 2023 is the park that's going to be refurbished. So one meeting will be tonight. This is Monday. And after that, they'll look at the plans and the suggestions from the people. And then they'll go to landscape playground equipment and see what they have to offer. Then they'll have another meeting. And these take place at the Fire Station 3. And of course, everyone's invited to come. It's really kind of fun to watch the kids and see their enthusiasm of what they might be getting in their new park.
You bet. I bet that is very exciting. All right, let's talk about that beautiful golf course behind you. We mentioned at the beginning that the weather seems to be changing a little bit. So that might mean close to the end of the golf season?
Yeah, it doesn't quite look like behind me. It doesn't quite look like that. A lot of the trees have dumped their leaves already. They're playing golf today. It's Monday. I'm guessing it won't be too many more days. When the key is when the greens freeze, they don't let anybody out. But sometimes it warms up during the day. So if you're going to want to play golf, you should call and see if they're open. And if they are, try to get another round in. Last year, I think I played in early December.
Oh my goodness. All right, we'll see. Maybe there's another warm spell to come up. Right now, a little chilly out there. Speaking of a little chilly, it's chilly inside the ice arena, but a lot of activity there, opportunities for the public to come in and skate.
Well, that big elite invitational tournament was last week, and so now that's over. So there'll be open skating on Friday and Sundays as usual. But I would really call and check because there's a lot of now the high schools start playing
Right.
and the youth hockey starts playing, and so you just never know when they're going to have a team playing there. So call and check first before you come.
Final note to pass along: the In Touch photo contest. Residents looking to do some voting on the city's website. And I understand it's been delayed a little bit, but now is time to vote, right, Mayor?
It is. Well, due to an illness, we didn't get those pictures up quick enough. So starting today, you can go online and vote for your favorite. Please don't vote more than once. It gets too confusing. But look at all the pictures. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're going to extend the deadline 1 week because of the week delay of getting the pictures up there. So this is for the People's Choice Award, and they'll have other people looking at, like professional photographers, looking at the pictures, and they'll pick out the ones that they choose, but the people have a People's Choice Award to do too.
All right there on the city's website, newhopemn.gov. Make sure you go there for all the information that we've talked about and many other things happening in the city. And again, look for that In Motion brochure. It has a lot of fun information about what's coming up in the city. Stick with us. We've got a little more information about some dates maybe for your calendar in the coming couple weeks. Mayor, thanks again for your time. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Well, thanks, Dave. See you next week.
Learn more about The Connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.